I tell you, I'm prepared to. I'm prepared to. Let go of me, the cold on me. It's all
Here comes everybody.
let go of me, the cold on me. That's why you all on my line. Me up all of the time. Yo, I know you're dying to creep. You tell me anything I want just to hit the sweet. I got rooms, got dudes, got give to the cab with a boo. Talking under the light, show you right. Got you in the back of the bag, hitting spot. Big ball and G, top drop, bring out all the free.
Good morning,
But you
good
all I
evening,
need.
good afternoon,
Anywhere you want to go.
good supper, good dinner, good dinner. I don't know what I be saying. This is actually different. Hey, early, we got energy. I can show you better than I tell you. I'm prepared to. I don't tell you what it's gonna be. I can show you better than I tell you. I'm prepared to. I will tell you. Let go of me. Can't pay him. I can't pay him. We got Crit in this motherfucker. Black man. Now, fuck it, we gonna keep playing it. You need some of this.
Doing what you wanna do.
Yeah.
Back with a slap too.
Yeah.
Play at the low, the married so could never have nothing on you. Ice with the lemonade.
All right, that's too much. I can't play this, man. Don't put it on. Hang on. It's coming back. I'm setting it up. Here we go. You know, come in here all calm. You had your nice little work day. You talked to some clients. You know, you had your like, yes, you know, tell me what your feelings and you know.
4 straight.
Wait for it. Fuck all that.
I tell you, I'm prepared to. I won't tell you what it's gonna be. I tell you, I'm prepared to. I won't tell you.
All right, we running it back, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good morrow, good dinner, good supper, good whatever the fuck time you listen is, and thank you for listening.
I like that. I like you. The song really got your energy up.
Man, look, this is Crit. Anytime Crit drops new music,
Absolutely.
I'm good for
You
like.
don't even have to finish the statement.
Yeah, I'm good for like a month. Like, there's nothing like what I will get out here and fight with Thanos. Like,
right.
Barehanded.
Better than I can tell you. That is a great statement. I spent my entire life growing up hearing that life will show you better than I can tell you. You know who taught me that? My father. Because dads are important. You know why I say that?
Very fatherly statement.
Because today's my dad's birthday. So shout out to my dad. Shout out to my dad. Yeah, dude, get this the yellow one. There you go. Shout out to my pops. You know, he's doing birthday stuff, so he's probably not listening, but he'll see this later on. So shout out to you, pops. I'll call you after this.
Is that funny when like your parents tell you about things you saw, like said like 2 weeks ago? Like, oh, you watched, you forgot. You're supportive. Well, you know, I have family. My family members will pop in and out, and like say my mom, she pays attention, but she's like, y'all cuss too much. Yeah. My mom always seems like to pop in like mid episodes. Like it's never the build up to the point.
She
It'll
catches
just be
all
like,
the
motherfucker said, and then like she'll fuck around and hit it fast forward. It'd be like, so Jesus, and I'm like, you have to. It all comes together.
Like you gotta
promise.
get the
I promise
whole
it all comes
thing.
together.
I swear, come on, mom, golly. But no, my pops is a lot more. He understands when he does pay attention. He's like, I get what y'all trying to do. It makes sense. It makes complete sense. So shout out to my pops, man, and my uncle, because they twins. So
that's dope.
No, it's not.
You got like
it's not.
I mean, I didn't experience the twin thing. I think I take that back. My twin experience is like a little more dope because my grandma's a twin.
Okay.
So I got like double grandma-ness. Double dadness is dangerous.
Well, you can understand this fear. This, for me, that was part of my trigger of like, you talking about scared straight. I was scared straight in the instance that like, oh, it skips a generation. So that means I'm I'm strapping it up every time because I don't want to risk like the first slip up brings 2.
Now my sister swears by that because like it skipped my mom, So she's like, one of us. And I was like, come on, bro.
Yep.
Like,
And my sister had my nephew, and he came out by himself. So it's like, all right.
yeah, I'm not like opposed to it. I just like I go between like the finances of 2 back to back. Where also shout out to my brother Dafu because like my nigga got twins. They are on deck. I forget how
they out here.
yeah, we don't got much longer. They finna be here. But like I dance between like my pockets start screaming and then I legit have like I don't know, it's love. If you play the game, like I dance between like double Kratos and like that opening scene of fucking 300 where they're just like having father son time, but it's like a cool fight because I was like, oh, me and my dad used to do that. Oh, we didn't do that part though.
Learn how to become a man, fight a lion.
It was kind of it was a whole bunch of like, oh, I'm really good at him, and he was like, no, you're not. I was like, all right.
Yeah, nah, it's not even a financial aspect. Well, no, that has played a role. I ain't gonna lie. That has played a small role in it. But for me, it's just like, yeah. I haven't been in a relationship in a long time.
That makes sense.
So for me, in my mind, for a very long time, it would come from a slip up. And I don't want to bring twins into an unhealthy family. I think that in conjunction to the family history of like, I'm 3rd generation broken family. I don't want to contribute to that. So for me, it's like to not only contribute to that, but bring twins into that. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to go that route.
I don't think that statement's played up enough. Like, I don't know, like niggas aren't against like popping them out here. It's popping them out here in healthy situations.
Right. Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I mean, but that's not even. I mean, I know, like, I feel like we get that critique from like the lady folk, but also like, I love y'all, my niggas, but like, it's not unwarranted a little bit.
Nah, so it's dudes, it's dudes out here. I'm not gonna say confirm or deny that I know some, but I know some that they be all right popping them out. As long as I gotta get my boy. I got girls. I got a bunch of girls. I gotta get my boy. It's like, how about just like staying with their mamas?
Yeah, see, my thing is like I'm not necessarily like above or even judge anybody who does the scary thing, or if you just with somebody and shit y'all, after a while, nigga, condom, bitch. What the fuck is what you talking about? But it's just like if you, I just feel like at least have that comfort level with somebody, like something. I don't know, the nigga just be like, I'm gonna get me when we been fucking this long. I'm gonna just
I've been scared. So for me, it's like even if we do have that comfort to where we can go raw, that needs to be because there's BC involved and there's appeals and shots and all that other stuff involved to where I know I can shoot the club up, and there's a very small % chance that this goes in that direction. If it does happen and you've been on this BC, that just means that it was just destined to be, and I just got to eat that bullet. But other than that, nope.
I think about that, and also I think about like in the raw space, if I'm like consistently rawing you, in my mind, there's some type of comfort with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is like all right, like
I trust you a little bit. Like,
yeah, all right,
respect me a little bit more because I trust you. Like, damn, like give me some credit here, please, just a little bit.
Because I like look the idea of me like engaging in raw activities. I don't even think I like jumped into the raw thing. Like I was well outside of college. I was so pussy. I was pulling out with a condom in college. Like I wasn't fucking up nothing.
I can understand that.
I didn't even like when niggas was talking about. I had no idea what leaving it in felt like all throughout. Yeah, from high school straight. I didn't have no slip ups, no mistakes, no. Nope. I mean, it wouldn't. I can't, like, I was out and had enough time to kind of do a little tug, like 2 or 3 tugs. I know this didn't go in there.
Yep. All right, we good. Just to make sure I can squeeze it out, get the last of the toothpaste out the tube.
Yeah, we can porno it, take this motherfucker off, take it, like, yeah, it was out. I have no evidence right there.
Yeah, no. I was a late bloomer, so I definitely was. Because by the time I really start, like, getting to it, I was on scholarship. And I was like, nope, we're not. I'm not taking that shameful flight 3,000 miles back home because I had to give up football to go take care of a family. I'm not doing that one. So I really didn't. It wasn't until after the first round of grad school that was pretty much all right. kind of maybe sort of be comfortable, but no, I think like almost my late 20s, almost 30s. That's when I was like, okay, I can relax a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a master's degree, got my own place, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Like if I do slip up, I'm in a better position than I was before. But even still, like 30 years of trauma to like, nah, nope. I don't want to go that route. I'm not risking it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just snake eyes. Fuck. I couldn't risk it.
Yeah, that'd be like, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to judge anybody's situation, but like I do think about that, like even when I look at obviously like with like celebrity shit. And I know like celebrities have a different life and, you know, connections and this, that, and the third, and we were, you know, all that fucking we got swept up on a 8-month trip on a yacht or whatever, and then they just and I'm like, yeah, I always be like, and maybe that's my fantasy. I would like to just, we got kids now. Yeah, then I'm gonna go ahead and sit on this, but like I fire these motherfuckers out within reason, because I feel like even that, I feel like once you, because who was that? Who's that? Is that Kiki Wyatt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got
So like I
she
think
got a team. She got a starting football offense.
yeah, I like they said that at the house. Like I was talking to my uncle, and then my grandma said something about it, and it was like my grandma I think came from like it was 13 or 14, but like back in them days, like also like your kids were like your team because everybody was doing like work, like
Right.
you know they worked like a farm or they worked the house, like it was. I just feel like in that, and maybe I'm not living a rich enough life, but I just feel like even with money, because you have to maintain that level of money. I like to know. I would feel like I would like want to know what the fuck going on. If I got 12 and 13, I know that like my give a fuck for like I don't know. I give a fuck definitely about 1 and 2. Somewhere around in between like 7 and 8, like I forget what the fuck they got going on. The baby matters, this young one matters. You fucking weirdos in the middle, boy, like
the first two and the last two.
Yeah, man, good luck. I just don't
they being raised by their siblings.
Yeah, that sucks. To me, because I'm just like,
yeah,
you know, I ain't pushed out, I ain't popped out none of my own, but even within the field of just kids that I know and like care about, I'm like, it's a lot of attention to give this motherfucker. Like, you know, you want to instill that shit. And you know, even to this day, like I know I'll you know fuck around and be talking to Big T, and that nigga come out of nowhere and like smack me one. I was like, damn, this shit never. You niggas just got infinite knowledge. I don't know if I could do that to 13 motherfuckers equally. I know I'm like, you're straight, you're good, you're fucked because I didn't have time. Especially I was on tour and like
I mean, if
season was going,
if
like,
you got
fucked.
a whole bunch of money, yeah, something that pulls you away from the household, most definitely. But you still run the risk of that even if you don't. So that's part of my family dynamic, at least for my mom's side. Like bunch of kids, not super involved, at least from my great grandma standpoint. Love her, but she wasn't mothering the way she was. My great granddad tried, but he ended up dying of cancer when I was really young. So it's like there's groups. So I think there's like 3 groups of them, and these end up helping raise all these other ones because they didn't have the proper tutelage from the parent. Now there you do have some of those families that like they got a bunch of kids and every kid gets the attention that's needed and necessary, but it's a toss-up. If I had the means, I've always said like I don't mind having as many kids as I can afford.
That makes sense. Because what happens to like if I have like, you know, I'm just keeping on like the 13, the huge, just keep quiet this time. Like when do you have time? Like if I'm like you said, okay, if you have all this time to give and be there for the kids, shit, do we have time for each other? Because it's like, fuck, man. I'm like, well, you got to get these 5 over here. I'm going to get the rest over here. Then we might switch off. But out of maintaining fucking 12, 10 lives, shit, maintaining 5 or 6 lives, it's like, damn, I guess you want to have sex on the 23rd? You want to go on a date in 3 months?
And that's if you got the means.
Yeah, it's like, what are you? Who are you? I don't even know what the fuck you got going on.
If you got the means, you could have 6. I think you could do 6 if you have the means, if you spread them out. If you spread them out, are they back to back to back to where you can all kind of raise? So like Like, oh, cool. This one's 18, which means all of y'all are up next. Great.
Mm-hmm.
You can start figuring out how to one by one. We did this for this one. That worked. Okay, let's try it for this one. Like, you can conveyor belt the bitch, but either that or there's got to be at least 2 years difference in between so I can teach you responsibility. Like, all right, you 4. I need you to look out for your little brother that's 2. And I need both of y'all to look out for the baby. Like, I get to help teach in that regard and still have some time off.
My grandparents raised 6 kids in the 60s.
On $1.37 an hour in West Oakland. God damn it! Shout out to the town all day long. But that is, I don't know what 137 an hour equated to in today's amount of money. I'm assuming that would be similar to like minimum wage, roughly.
Yeah, but I mean, like that number of like 6, and also like I'm taking in like cultural things because it felt, it was motherfuckers was playing in the street.
Absolutely.
And we had the whole like community thing. Because my mom even talks about that, like how you could go from her house, all like the whole block was fucking with the whole block.
Absolutely.
So
you fuck up once, that's a bunch of ass whoopings you getting.
Yeah, you could do that shit of trusting that, like, okay, if me and mama shift overlap and we might not be in the house, not only can you be in the house alone, but across the street, Curtis and them go watch next door such and such, and them everybody was bouncing around. Like my uncle's best friend used to fuck around and just used to be at the house every day, like shit like that.
Right.
Damn, kids don't have. I remember going to my friend's house and like just chilling across the street and like up the block and shit like that.
I mean, kids today can play online with their dad's friends that are online.
Yikes.
Like, oh, that's the user's name tag that my dad plays with.
Look at you, fucking noob. He's 8, bro.
Like oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was Curtis. This is little Curtis. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Look here, press these buttons.
I know, like, I'm big on the geek shit, but this is where, like, one, although I have a headset, shout out to We the Hype, I haven't really used it because, like, I've played here and there, and like just fucking with things like Call of Duty, or like I realized, damn, this is, as much as I posted something today, as much as like video games and stuff can be a positive coping skill and things that you can kind of escape, or you can kind of be a little there. The demographic of motherfucker, I would say, do that in like, fantasy games or games you can kind of beat to yourself. Those fucking multi things, dude. We was playing something, and we were playing like one of those fucking multiplayer things on Call of Duty. I heard he was grown, like you could hear it in his fucking voice. It was taxes and fucking healthcare and bad knees in his voice. This is why you don't fucking let kids on this fucking game. And I'm like, man, hug your fucking wife, man. Go talk to your mom. Go touch some grass, because it's not that deep. This never ever being deep enough to cuss a kid out for not knowing the mechanics of the game. That shit was so wild. Like, we lost like a motherfucker, but I was like, that shit blew my mind. I was just like, this is stupid.
I'll put it into these kinds. It's never that serious to cuss out a kid, but I can understand, depending on your purpose, you might cuss them out because it means more to, like, if you are trying to be or are a professional gamer and your ratings and all that other stuff, like, this weighs on that, then I can understand you being frustrated, because I know like teammates that I love you, but we lost because your monkey ass dropped 6 passes, you sorry bastard. Like,
oh, well, see, for me, that's like, I mean, that makes sense if we're playing like a league thing. They even have it in there. Like, you can play league, you can play multiplayer. Nigga, this is the regular shit.
Yeah, this regular kids. Yeah. This some kid from Istanbul that's happy to like finally get this game system that's playing, and you chewing him out because this is Aaron from fucking Rhode Island, bro. Like, he just got out of school. He playing this game. He really ain't supposed to. At all.
Some kids bullied him today. Let him shoot some shit.
Right.
Because, like, he could have beat somebody ass and got suspended, but he's like, I'll blow up a tank or two, take a deep breath.
And like, it's 11 o'clock for him. Like, it's like 7 here in LA. Like, you're supposed to be in bed, kid. Like, what are you going through? It's Wednesday. Why are you not in bed? What's really going on with you? Matter of fact, let's mute everybody. Hey, you all right, man? You okay? How old are you, kid? You really like, let's talk to me a little bit. I don't know if that happens on the game, but I think that should. Just like we should have the same community aspect and looking out for one another in real life, we should be able to do the same thing in games where it's like, yeah, we talk shit, but somebody should be able to at least come into space and be like, man, not today. I'm just having a rough day.
I've seen a couple athletes that like
the gamer athletes.
Yeah, what's bro's name? He I think it was Debo Samuels. Just one of the most recent stories is when they were going for the championship or whatever, a dude he played online, like they kind of developed a relationship. He flew him out to the game and shit, got him tickets, set him up in a hotel, let him be on the field and shit, and watched them play. All off their like just bond playing the game together.
Yeah.
So they're positive experiences. Which is like I think should obviously be highlighted more. I follow a couple like gamer pages, so they highlight all the good shit of it,
Right.
and kind of like reminds you like the Andrew Zimmern conversation where people can take anything that might seem so far off and turn it into no, I mean this could transition in like you're saying like positive interactions, a mental health thing. So
Right.
I'd be kind of like, man, I gotta stop being dickheads because this does have
It
positive
has potential.
for just for from a personal perspective.
Absolutely.
We actually not I we've like watched it work with a variety of kids with a variety of issues.
Yeah.
You might have like just I need to play Call of Duty because I need to play Call of Duty or game or what's that shit GTA because I'm feeling violent. But this let me punch somebody. I blew up a car, and I only did it for 10 minutes. Funny thing, like 10 minutes of explosions. Now he chilled. Now he whatever.
It may even be them playing. We used to see them be happy to watch other people play,
That
just
shit.
just to be able to look at the violence and
What
not
was that?
AWOL and go do drugs.
What was that stupid ass game that I hated? Minecraft. Like
Oh
you want
yeah,
to see a kid who's like, he's not
they had full blown NFTs going on.
yeah, like you think he's not. That shit used to blow my mind. You think he's not, or like this Fortnite shit. Like you think the kid's not into this, he's not into math. It's like, no, we just maybe not approaching this right because that motherfucker creative as shit. I don't know, man. We could probably figure out that's geometry in there. Like he's putting a lot of cool. There's a lot of brain functions firing off with how he's because this game is not anything that's exciting. You have to build and put,
Right.
and he's in the build and put parts for like 3 hours. But 10 minutes ago, you couldn't get him to sit down, and he won't stop saying "shut the fuck up, bitch." But you sit him in front of here. There's a fucking intervention there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. We I think we really should be more mindful and intentional of figuring out how to create those healthy spaces within gaming, whether it's helping utilize gaming as a healthy intervention or coping skill or things of that nature, or implementing the community aspect of like, I know you want to be competitive, but like, hey, yo, bro, you really are sucking at this game. Like, not to tease you or make fun of you, but like, is this your first time playing? Like, are you okay? Like, can we help you? Like, having those types of conversations
What if there's a
in the
positive
game.
gaming community type thing?
I would like to know that. I mean, I don't really follow a lot of gaming. All the gamers I follow are also cosplay girls. So that's my intervention. Sometimes it's not the same, but I would like to know that. Like, are there communities of gamers that get on there and have therapeutic or healthy interventions by way of the game? If not, then we should start just a dope ass gaming therapy.
I think I definitely I'm not sure about the therapy part, but I know people who like are more involved as far as mics and talking to people.
Right.
There's definitely communities and friendships that are built via games, and it's like healthy spaces. So like I think that is like a avenue for if somebody was to try to give a certain type of specific therapy. I think that's perfect because like they're definitely like, oh hey, we're friends, we're buds, we met through the game, and people have meetups. Again, I saw that on like the fucking it was a reel where it was like this lady filmed her husband and they did they did a
He
meetup
met
like
his dude for the first time.
yeah, and I was like, well that's actually like
he needs friends. I mean, that's the only way he gonna get some goddamn peace these days, because apparently it's a crime for a man to have self-care outside of playing the video game, and even that's a problem. So
not gonna lie, that's my favorite type of like content. That's becoming my top 3 to 5 favorite types of content to watch. It's like gamer couples,
absolutely,
and like gamer couple reels. And I was having a conversation about that like maybe 2 weeks ago, and I never even thought about it that way, and it got really really sad because it was like, do you think about how the bar is so low, how like how many men are so like starving for affection, that the fact that a girl would play the game, don't got to play it well, the fact that she would just play the game with them,
it just means a lot.
yeah, how much that means. Like dudes are not like, some of it is funny content, but like no, they're serious. Like the bar is so fucking low that all you have to do is just play the game with him and he's happy. Do you think that that's like an issue with men? I was like, holy fuck, I ain't even thought about that shit. I just was up here going, it'd be nice for somebody. Like that's a cool like interaction. It's like, yeah, you niggas aren't asking for, and it wasn't a fucking dude. It was you niggas aren't asking for, you know, a lot of shit. It's just spend time doing the things that I like to do more than just once a fucking month or some shit. Like try it. Like you didn't try. You didn't. But you know, that's also us not. Or you, I don't know. It's a weird space.
I'm about to say
it's a weird space of dudes not asking. But I see things that are like legitimate asks, and a nigga get butchered for it. Like there's butcher a nigga for saying like, you know, she don't suck my dick every day and cook me an 8-course meal. Like you can butcher him, but it's like, damn, that nigga ass. That wasn't a fucked up ass. Like
he said, just let me play the game for an hour. I don't even care if you sit here in the room with me, but just let me have this. And I'm cool. I'll do all the other nonsensical bullshit, but let me have this. He's also inviting you to be in a space which he would probably prefer. You can sit there and read a book and put your feet in his lap. And as long as he can sit there and focus, he's good. He may rub the foot every once in a while when he got a little. You're both getting something out of it, and it's considered quality time, and that would probably make him happy. And he can get butchered just for saying that.
Yeah, I've always thought like about that, like, you know, motherfuckers talk about, because I'm hyper like critical of like a lot of relationship shit, but it's not always from a space.
Us?
Yeah, very much so. But I know like and I don't really care to like up the tag it or like take the tag off. Like if it's like, you know, it just seems like you won't say fuck us. Oh well, then fuck y'all. But like, cause that's not what a nigga's saying. But fuck you, you know, fuck you sideways, I guess. But that's not bad.
That's not a bad thing at all.
Anyways.
One leg up, one side.
Even if you squeeze it like a little sandwich, get you a nice little grip of cheek, man. Anyways,
absolutely.
It's like from a space of motherfuckers. I'm trying to look, cause I was finna leave.
He was
because that shit lit.
He was gone. He was thinking about it.
Shit.
He was trying to find the words, but the image was still there.
Because if you miss out on shit, it'd be like little creases. Like you niggas don't be like in thick, man. I don't remember with rolls. Them shit be roll. It be look like a little.
It's like an extra. That's a little side pussy. It's the extra pussy.
Squish, man. But
reel it back in there, buddy.
But like if you know, like a lot of the things in conversations be like, we don't spend no time, you know, teach me. It's like my favorite line. You know, I'm not trying to tell you not to fucking enjoy shit or not to get what you want, but if we're looking at what the goal is to spend time with this individual, motherfucker, you got the best opportunity. And this nigga will literally sit on this motherfucker for 6 hours. You don't think it's interesting a little bit? Like, you know, it'd be like, you know, motherfuckers talk about like niggas be closed-minded or something like that. But I was like, no, like there's expansive worlds depending. There's so many vast fucking things of content, like shoot shit, fucking, you know, the Grand Theft Auto shit, whatever the fuck you into. It don't matter. Like one, as just a human being with imagination, like I like reading. Like I said, I've started reading like fucking gotten kind of my Neil Gaiman bag, and I was like, oh, these fantasy shits do have like great stories, and then you know you get in the stories, character development, you get all these cool fucking things that can tie back into you. Just because motherfucker got wings don't mean it's not cool. So it's like this is your moment to really connect with this nigga, because I swear I've heard, now if anybody can beat me, I'm here for it. I'm not even saying this as a shitty. I know like at least I think I can pick every nigga I know has had at least 2 to 3 moments where he's watched some funky ass cooking show, Love and Hip Hop, the whatever the fuck the latest thing is. Hey, have you watched this? Whatever.
Queer Eye.
Whatever the fuck, because she's into it. I want to think down, and it's like, hey, did you ever?
We get together and we watch this because this is our show. No, this is your show, and he settles for watching it with you because that's how he gets peace.
Because if you say the pushback, like, well, I don't like the show, well, and now it's a what issue. But if he said, hey, can you watch? I don't know what the fuck is out. Lucifer with me. Want to watch Green Arrow? Want to watch fucking can we, you know, you ever thought about picking up the sticks and playing? I don't like that shit.
That's for you. That's your thing. You can do that.
Well, what the fuck? This is the nigga. This is your moment. This is our, because I know I think I know the idea like opposite attract sounds sexy on paper. But I feel like, you know, you guys got to start finding some ways to merge. I feel like opposite attract might even be misunderstood. It's like if I'm bad in the area, like if I'm not, if I don't like communicate, you're a better communicator. Okay, our oppositions attract because you're helping me get better.
Right.
You are not very outgoing. I like to go fucking jump out of planes. Word to Willis. then we might merge. I might be too outgoing. I might always be like, hey man, put your goddamn dick away. I might need somebody to be like, hey nigga, reel that shit in. Our opposites attract there.
Right.
But certain things like interests where we just are day to day, some of that shit should link up.
Opposites attract is a good thing depending on how you approach it.
Oh, here we go with perspectives, and that is just the fucking. You might as well.
That's the
talk
bane of existence for a lot of people. But if like you were saying, this person's super extroverted and I'm super introverted, if I approach it with like, oh, I can help them understand what it means to be more introspective into themselves if they embrace it, and they can help me learn how to be more social, open, and expressive with more people if I embrace it. Those opposites attracting is a good thing because it's going to help you become stronger in areas where you are not strong. You have somebody helping you learn how to get better at something that you struggle with, which is going to add to. So now instead of me having one strength and you have one strength, we now have two strengths.
When they talk about this shit, everybody post about like soulmates and all the spiritual shit and all that. That is also like part of the gig, like whether it kicks your ass or whether you learn the lesson. Where it's like this person, if you are still fucked up in there, that's why you might be on your 7th, 8th partner and realize you kind of going through more or less the same issue. If you break it down to like the core, like it presents itself in different ways, but it all might come back to your, you don't listen, or might come back to your confrontation, or might come back to you avoid this, and you see that in every relationship. It's like you got to be open to learn a lesson. This might be a dope motherfucker because this is not they're the problem. It's you not seeing that we're doing the same thing in every relationship. Oh shit, Kenny got some shit. Oh,
yeah, he did. I was
all
gonna
right.
let you finish first before we get into it.
Ooh, it's a question.
You gonna finish your thought first?
It was kind of that your person.
okay.
That was kind of just that. Like I know we talk about that. Like you presented it positively, and it's everybody. Should be sounding super good when it's sweet. But on the shitty side, when it's like I can't stand this motherfucker. All right, well, take out your feelings real quick.
Right.
You not standing this motherfucker is them teaching you a lesson. It might not be that y'all not whatever. I'm not saying stay with nobody who's like whooping stomping your motherfucking ass, but y'all got to start working.
But that's you not embracing it, and that's part of the problem. They're presenting me with something that I'm uncomfortable with, and rather than me lean into it and learn how to get better with it or have a better understanding of it and create some balance with it, I completely repel it. So that's you want to hop on the sticks and play with me? I'm not expecting you to be perfect. I'm not expecting you to beat me. I'm not even going to compete with you. I just want to share this moment with you. Ugh, that's stupid. That's your thing. You're completely repelling it. So now they feel rejected. Now that's not a safe space for them anymore. Now they're not going to bring it to you, which creates a wedge.
And I'm gonna get back to this Kenny thing, but that makes you think too, because when you think about things people say a lot of times in relationships, it's like it's never like, oh, I found out this nigga, stab kittens every week.
Right.
It's like this one minor thing like that.
He like anime and wrestling.
Yeah, it'd be like this motherfucker's been dope for like y'all been what's that shit last week? 6 months, 8 months. It's been really dope in this one little thing. You don't think that you can maybe like, and that's not taking shit. Like the lack of understanding between like, are you taking shit or are you having an ability to like grow and understand? There's a lot of this conversation about growth and shit, and it be sounding real sexy online. Like that shit is not a foot in your ass.
Right.
Growth pain, what's that shit? Growing pains, muscle growth, everything growth be hurt
from micro tears and frustration and aggravation and effort and soreness and pain. That's what creates growth. But no, we don't really like growth. He was a really dope nigga when he was spending money doing what I wanted to do.
She was amazing, So she was sucking my ass, but then she was like, "Hey, you ever think about like going back to school? Shut up, bitch!
Right,
I'm that nigga in the street.
Right.
Shut up." Is it all right, Kenny? All right. Is it safe to say men were raised in an ecosystem that purposely negated their ability to emphasize and emote, so they had to isolate themselves in games just to feel human? I mean, he's saying the shit about the stuff a little bit.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, if you think about it, for our generation and our father's generation, their gaming was sports. Being outside, playing sports, playing in park leagues, playing in rec leagues, playing in the neighborhood. That's where I felt safe. I felt safe physically competing with my male counterparts. Because that's all we had. We didn't have anything else that understood us or gave us a way out, or even for some gangs. Not to say that that's a healthy way to go about it, but I don't feel safe enough to express in any other way except here in this gang around. Like you can hear gang members, man, I love my niggas, man. I love them. I die for y'all. It's silly, but I understand. Like you needed this camaraderie. You needed somewhere to feel safe. You needed people to care about you. You needed to feel like you had a place where you can express your emotion and talk it through. May not be in the healthiest way, but you can do that. With the lady folk, you don't always get that. So where do you turn to? The safest space that you have.
You can hear that in how they talk about it, but I say that a lot. And it's not a way to, what am I trying to say? It's not a way to shift any type of blame if this is even a blame situation, but it's to look at shit in its totality. It's like I would never not say that dudes are not the most, or like we're bad, we're terrible, especially black men. We're not the most expressive with emotion, depending how you look at it and depending who you talk to. Because like you said, because like you said about like, gang members and shit, like, them are technically supposed to be the hardest, most violent dudes. Them niggas will cry.
Them
niggas will come.
The softest niggas on earth.
Them niggas will come to their friends and like, they have fucking all these vulnerable moments. And it's like, okay, on the flip side, as much as men are saying and preaching that like you can't be vulnerable in front of women, there are women who like promote that. There are women who you have a vulnerable moment, and they drop the ball. It's like you can yell, you can scream, you can this, you can that, you can cry, you can talk about your fears, and the nigga's like, okay, cool, solutions. Even if he comes at you like, you need to do A, B, and C, like he's ready to like be there for that. You come on the flip side, and it's like it's a lot dropping the ball. Everybody act like, well, it's not me. How do you know? Like how many opportunities have you had to really be the safe space? If every nigga doesn't know how to talk about it, then you have no idea how to handle it because you've never had that experience. Right. Ain't nobody saying that you are just like some fucking goofball, but you don't know how to math because you ain't never went to math class. So what the fuck is you talking about?
You got rid of basic addition, subtraction, and division and multiplication. You're like, all right, I know math. And it's like, he comes with geometry.
And then nigga said, bitch, I'm calculus now. What the fuck?
And you said, no, you're not.
And here's the fucked up part. As much as motherfuckers act like relationships, they can be smooth sailing and all that other shit. But as this shit progresses, as other things come on, like as that nigga wakes up one day and has a issue with his pancreas or something, I don't fucking know. That's far outside the fact that
that's reasonable.
You know what I'm saying? Like it'll always like it ain't like you get with this person and it gets, how do I say this? I'm not trying to say it just gets terribly hard, but it becomes more complex. Like you might have, I have math and I got multiplication. We're keeping this fucking arithmetic analogy. I know math and multiplication. He's going to become calculus regardless. Like you're not gonna, and so is she. So you got to get your fucking math on. Like it makes no sense to try to say, well, I do this, this, and this, and that's that cooking shit, that cleaning shit. The fact that he can change a radiator makes him a good man. It's like, nah, nigga, because when you get in here. And I don't know what's that shit like when postpartum hits. Yeah, what you finna do when he's got a good gig, but he's always wanted to write poetry and take pictures, and now he's saved up enough to really get into that field and business. What you gonna do now? Because like he's dying inside at work, and you're trying to figure out how to work that through. Y'all have kids. Your kids got XYZ issues, and they got like that's fucking advanced triple calculus with some dick pictures on it, and you got to figure out how to like. What you finna do then?
That's emotional intelligence, and that's a class that nobody took.
It ain't a meal on earth that could substitute EQ. It ain't a meal, pussy, and what was that? There was that fucking video you sent, and this is not a knock on women because this was niggas up here saying this. Fuck them, feed them, leave them alone.
Men are simple.
Fam, shut up.
Matter of fact, because to help us start getting better at providing you with context.
The balls up.
We're gonna start adding in this stuff, but let me get started right now and nigga, go ahead and
nigga say that shit and this and then.
For a man's standards is three things: feed us, fuck us, shut the fuck up. if you beautiful, if you fine,
beautiful.
Bro, a man with money don't care about a woman's money.
No,
you see what I'm saying? No. Money only matters to a woman. We only are loved for what we can provide. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, when you young, you might find a dude who don't care about what you got. She just think he looks good. You know what I'm saying? When a woman start finding herself, The only thing she cares about what you can provide. We are only loved unconditionally for what we can provide.
In the words of Mike Tyson, she never loved you like your mother loved you. Never. She only loved you for her survival. Your mama loved you for your survival.
This is one of those moments where, like, I saw one of the comments and it was like, take podcasts away from niggas in 2022. And this is almost, as a podcast nigga, I'm like, yeah. Because they're like, this is one of those things where, like, I got to figure out how to say shit more sexy, because you could say a lot of shit and be waxoetic about bullshit, because there were statements that sounded like something was,
like, it could have been something.
Yeah, but if you just flesh that out like 2 levels deep, that shit is ass. Like, okay, I jump on a lot. My one of my favorite lines is one of them shits he says in there is I be jumping on the women when they be like, my dad, and it's like, I'm not your fucking father, I'm your partner.
Right.
You're not my princess, you're my queen. And those are different sets of rules. We're supposed to help balance each other, but I'm not here to just take care. On the flip side, I would never expect a woman to love. Nobody will love me like Diana. Nobody gonna love me like Diana. That's my mother. Like, that's a whole different. You're supposed to love me like my fucking partner. Now, what you may mean out of that is somebody who's really there to support and look for the best for you.
Right.
But that is not in this frame, still in the framework of a mother who will, like, actually, it's a different set of, like, set themselves out for you. Like, it's not
a healthy mother.
Yeah, it's not this just take care of me like a child thing. It's, like, shit. Even like my mom will put her foot in my ass. Niggas, nobody talks about that part. It's not the same thing. Like, you're not her prince or her fucking, you're her king. So, like, all right, let's fucking make this shit work. But nobody's supposed to love you. I mean, I guess to the intensity, but, like, motherfuckers look for the exact actions of a parent, and that's not okay. That's not healthy.
Not even that, but like him, I've said it on the show plenty of times, but you've reduced us to stomachs, penises, and wallets. And then you say women don't love you unconditionally like your mama, because you choose women that love you for being a penis, a stomach, and a wallet. You're contradicting yourself, which is stupid. Did your mama love you by way of feeding you, fucking you, and telling you to shut the fuck up? No. She gave you massive amounts of different variations of love, which helped you survive, helped you feel supported. You think you don't need some of the same similar things from your partner?
Yeah, that, like, they to start it out with, like,
know what I'm saying? Nigga, I don't.
To say I only need 3 things.
No.
And then in the next statement was like, they only gonna love you for what you bring. Nigga, that's the standard you set.
You set that for yourself. Like, you minimized yourself to fit into that, but that kind of goes into what Kenny was saying in his most recent comment, as far as, like, I'll let y'all read it. It's up on the screen, but they're living out the healthy responses that they were supposed to get as kids. And he was talking about turning to video games and, like, utilizing that as a healthy response that you should have gotten as a child. Same concept when it comes to your relationships, in my opinion. You're going to turn to what you know, or what you think is more comfortable, more easy. You're not getting that from her. She just feeds you, fucks you, and shuts the fuck up. And it's still not what you need. So what do? You turn to stuff like video games that help you feel a little bit more supported or validated, or it's an outlet for you in some capacity when she's getting on your nerves. You turn to this over here because this gives you what you need. You turn to this over here because this gives you what you need. Why? Because you're not requesting what you actually need at your core in your relationships. And that's part of the issue. You minimized yourself.
And I understand the difficulty with these conversations, because shit, personal conversations, or you have them but it's like, shit, man, I don't know. It's almost like, to me, I kind of think about it as far as, like, black people shit. Because you'd be like, the first few, you got to go, like, die on the sword. Like, everybody just kind of go along and get along.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you will probably fight. No, I'm not probably. I'm from experience. You will fight tooth and nail trying to go, this here is nice, but this is not what will make me stay. This is not what will make you whatever. And you will fight tooth and nail with a motherfucker to try to make them understand, like, yo, I need this over here. And this is just, like, in passing conversations about relationships. If you're talking to somebody just in general, like, I get that you do this, this, and this, but I am more than, same way you more than just buy you some shit and throw you some dick, right? Like, you have all these other layers that you need support. I'm a human being. You don't think I need far more shit? You think if we, everybody out here, y'all be saying, y'all be, I can fuck you for hours. All right, cool. Y'all can fuck for hours straight all the time. So, everybody can do at least 3 rounds, because that's what y'all be saying, like 3 rounds an hour. 24 hours in a day. If we fuck 3 times, that's 3 straight hours. So out of these other 21 hours, it don't take me longer than 20 minutes to eat. So now we got 4 hours.
I'm gonna sleep for 6, 7,
Yeah,
maybe 8.
Like, what else are we doing? Like, and fuck all that shit about. And I'm actually changing the narrative. I'm not opposed to doing shit, but doing shit as a way to mask that we don't got nothing to fuck. If I can't sit, like, it was something that was part of these tweets I posted today. I'll sit at the house. If you want to chill with me, be prepared to sit at the house for 4 hours in silence. But if you can't do that with somebody, all this other shit is, like you said, performative. We're filling the void that we not really fucking with each other. Like, why?
No.
Because think of, like, and that's the thing. If you think about hanging out with your best friend, you don't got to do a fucking thing.
No.
Oh my shit. Oh shit. Fucking Ashley came over. Yay! And y'all like fucking, like, y'all might go out, but it don't really matter. Y'all go get your nails done and eat a sandwich, and y'all be chilling all fucking day. Be at the house on bullshit or be on the phone on bullshit. You chill with your boys on some. So if you can't do that with le partner, if everything has to be a thing, then y'all not really fucking with each other, and it's all bullshit.
Feed me, fuck me. That's 5 hours out the day, max, right? So the shutting the fuck up part is 19 hours out of the day.
And here's my thing about.
So we're in silence most of our relationship. That's what you're saying. That's if she's pretty. We got to add that context in there as well. If she looks really good, the best thing that she could do for me is entertain me for 4 or 5 hours out of the day and then be a silent trophy the rest of the day. You basically just want to hire a French maid, basically.
Yeah. And I've gone on a whole tirade about, like, I don't need a maid. If you want, like, in my mind, like, if you motherfuckers talk about, like, I go out and I hunt and I'm a Viking warrior and I slice and I cut the heads off of bears and shit. Not bears. Bears are fucking amazing animals. We don't touch bears. I cut the heads off of dragons. All right, cool. And she's at the house cooking and cleaning. In my mind, and I'm not joking, I swear to God, I got to figure out where I found, because the fucking greatest fantasy in my head is, like, I get an axe and then my lady come back with a sword and stab this nigga in her eye. Like,
she can gut it.
Yeah, and then we both, like, carry this big bitch on our back and then we cook it. Like, I don't like that. Like, if it works, it's cool, but I don't find that to be necessary. That narrative that I just go out and tear it. I have, like, I'm not egoless. Do you know how, like you remember Thor and fucking, like, Tony Stark, and they was sitting there and Pepper Potts and what's her name wasn't at the party when they was fighting Ultron, like, before Ultron pops in, and they sitting there and it was like, well, she's getting, what is that, your Nobel Peace Prize, and Tony Stark was like, well, it's hard, running a motherfucking $1 billion company, and it's like, well, it's hard, she's better. I'm that nigga. My bitch is a lawyer. Or did you, it's crazy that, like, she zoomed this right now, but she's in China putting the fucking, like, I don't got none of that motherfucking shit. Like, it's cool, like, if she wants to do the whole cooking at the house shit, but it's like, nah, nigga, like,
my bitch bad though.
I don't give a fuck. Like,
like that's your rebuttal?
Viola Davis and her niggas. I know that nigga be talking shit.
Absolutely.
Did you see this fucking nigga motherfucking Academy Award? What the fuck your bitch did
3
today?
movies that's out right now simultaneously in theaters.
I be having sex with Amanda Waller. Fuck you niggas. I don't understand you niggas. I'm sorry. I was trying to be cool. Fuck y'all. That shit is bullshit. You niggas is weird. Because if I'm considering myself a dope motherfucker, that does not intimidate me. It's like I'm doing dope shit with another dope motherfucker doing dope shit.
Absolutely.
Kiss my balls. Nah, fuckers.
I want a cute trophy because that's going to help me continue to minimize myself. I've minimized myself so small that I pick somebody smaller than me to make me feel big.
And I think that's where dudes should challenge themselves. Because that thing about being silent, I understand where that could go, but I understand also not expressing it. Because I'm somebody like that. If I get frustrated, I know, like, and this is something to work on with, but I know my knee-jerk thing is once I get a certain level of hot, my mind clicks off to fight. So it's like, I need you to go away. I need all of it. I need everybody to clear the room, or I'm going to clear the room. I'm not coherent. We're not talking. We're not having a good time here. Like, my adrenaline, I'm not trying to I should probably sound like more of the therapy guy. This is me and imposter syndrome, so y'all take it or leave it. But there's things that like your nervous system. I just read a whole fucking 3 chapters on this fucking shit a week ago. It's like your nervous system does shit when you can recognize that, okay, these are my triggers. Okay, you know what? Every day at work, when I get a new intake, I run through this list of like when I'm bringing them in, it's like, okay, we run across like, hey, if the kid recognizes we're going through just body functions that you register, like, oh, you're leaving baseline. Like, do you jitter? Do you notice your heart rate? Do you start speaking fast? Do you start, if you're doing that with yourself, I'm good with myself. Like I'm leaving. Hey, this bitch is taking off. Now, if you're feeling like that, cool, set that space with your partner. But when you say silent, this is what I feel like niggas mean, and they're just not feeling like talking. And this is one of those communication things. Stop fucking
Don't challenge me.
Not healthy wise, it's don't challenge me. What they're meaning is don't disrespect me. Don't talk down to me. Don't talk crazy to me. Don't talk to me like I'm a bitch. Don't sit up here and minimize my feelings. But if you say things like minimize your feelings, you're gonna fuck around and get them double, triple minimized because you sound like a bitch. Or you get some shit where the shit, and I feel like niggas don't, you only know the tools you know. If you know that like once you get to a certain thing, it's swing time. Where on the women's side, all of y'all can drag a bitch, I'm sure. But a lot of it is like, I don't know what the fuck that feels like. I don't have that in me. So if we're communicating and that's how you want to get your shit off, it's gonna send me through the roof. So no, I just want you to keep quiet. I'm just gonna take keeping quiet because that correlates more to I rather hear nothing than try to sort through and teach you how to talk to me properly,
right?
How to interact with me properly. Because you gotta you gotta do the same thing where you have to be a more, I guess, descriptive.
You would have to go to additional layers. So here's where I'll shoot Buddy some bail. I don't really know, but I don't know who he is, but whatever. Nice, old school Orlando gear. Get that? like was he off-brand Trey the Truth?
He said next fit, buddy.
Yeah, that's about all you got. But I'll shoot him some bail and say like he's not off target. He just didn't articulate himself well. Go beneath those surfaces. Feeding you. What does feeding you mean? What does it represent? Not just the surface level of like you made me something to eat and I get to eat, but what is below the surface of feeding me? TJ.
I got it. Okay. All right. This is not something I just came up with. Like in my personal experiences, I've said this. The food thing is good. I like food. I like how it tastes. Y'all see, I did not get to this size by fucking eating air sandwiches. Okay, where the fucking sugar water and mayonnaise sandwich? But such a fucking classic.
Trick love kids.
He does, man. Anyways, it's the idea that like correlation. I am a member of an organization. Shout out to the Brothers of Alpha Omega. And we, as we're getting to know each other, as we're joining the organization, it's like, oh, hey, I got a little bit of ends. We're in college. Everybody's broke. And it's like, hey, oh yeah, I got an extra 20 because I was doing, whatever work study. You want something to eat? That felt good because you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to feed me. You didn't have to.
You considered me.
Yeah, you were, in my mind, that correlates to you have a space in you to be there for me selflessly. It has no benefit to you to feed. I don't have no money. I can't pay you back. I don't have a job at this point. All I do is go to class. So like that little small thing is expounded upon like, oh, this person, and you build off that block of your relationship, and through other interactions, you be like, okay, this person's dope. This person is down for me. That's what cooking can mean. Right. That's what it means to me. Do I give a shit about the act of cooking? We all have access to BuzzFeed Tasty. All of us follow about 6 or 7 foodie things. I can look at a recipe. I'm not slow. You grab the garlic. I grab the onion powder. What type of bev you want?
It could be the aspect of cooking could be important if, say, I lost my grandma and you made me the dish of hers that I loved the most. And you know that was my favorite dish from her. And even if it's not perfect, just like she made it, the fact that you thought of it, you realize I was having a rough time, a rough day, or whatever it is, and to console me or make me feel better, you made that for me.
Back to you having emotional intelligence, because what you did is not you cooking as a woman does. That's you being emotionally intelligent to go, okay, he's in a fucked up space. He might not be able to communicate it, but you know what does make him feel good? This meal that reminds him of one of his favorite people. That
Right.
requires you to be fucking tapped in beyond just,
that requires you know and understand him at a deeper level than just I can feed him and keep his balls empty. No, that you don't get cool points from me personally. I can't speak for everybody, but for me personally, you preparing the groceries that I paid for, that doesn't do anything for me, because I've been doing the same thing for myself for 35 years. You doing it for me doesn't really, what does that do for me?
You know what that meal does too? It shows that when we communicate, we're actually communicating, because there's a lot of communication is not just talking.
Absolutely.
Communication is not just talking. Communication is not just talking. It is how you talk. It is your body language. It is listening at the fucking forefront. I repeat,
listening.
I'm not really
active listening.
Okay, like say that.
Active listening, not hearing me. Active listening.
Where I'm headed with this is, again, there are books that are dedicated to teaching communication. Active listening, as he's saying, it's a part of the job. Like, it's a literal skill set.
Right.
You motherfuckers are not communicating. I give everybody their kudos for trying, but you motherfuckers are talking at each other. I have a point of view. I'm going to vomit that point of view on you. I have no interest in hearing your side. What I'm here to do is convince you that I'm correct.
Right.
That is not communicating
At all.
You niggas are not. You're manipulating at fucking best.
You're being
gaslighting at the worst.
Selfish.
Yes,
this is exceptionally selfish.
So if you're gonna, and so to correlate that back to the food thing, it's like, holy shit! Not only you remembered when I told you this, I didn't just give you an empty fact about me and you use it, against me later on in a conversation or something, or it's like, oh, this was a very vulnerable moment. I need to tap in with, and not just tap in with this to keep tabs to get fucking cool points. It's like, this is important. I'm glad that you shared this moment with me. Cool. I'm gonna clock that because I'm fucking with you.
Right.
The fuck?
Fucking me. To the next one. What does fucking me really mean? Not like the act of me penetrating you in some capacity and busting a nut.
I gave him some of this pussy.
Look, right. There's tons of women on this earth that can do that. But what does fucking me actually look like to the point to where that's how I have a good connection with you? Maybe you allow me to do some things that I don't feel comfortable sharing with other people that I'm into. Maybe I'm said street nigga. I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that dude. But I like when you peg me, because that's what I'm into. That's my kink. And I know that I feel safe enough to allow you to do that. And I don't have to worry about you throwing it back in my face. Or, my girl's a dominatrix and I like to be the sub sometimes. I like for her to degrade me sexually or whatever the capacity is. And you don't have to worry about somebody using that against you to embarrass you. You are a safe space in a sexual setting. Or I may like sensual stuff. It may not even be that we really get into it. It's just the fact that I'm inside you and you hold me and you caress my ears the way that I like my ears caressed. Or you rub my neck, or you pinch my nipples, or you whisper sweet nothings in my ear. Because that's
Rubs
what I
is
like.
it, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, you get to rubbing. It's a lot of body, man. Rubs is it. Physical touch.
You just walk by TJ and just graze his arm. He gonna be naked in 10 seconds. Like, what you saying?
I call the cops. I'm a professional.
I am, man. How dare you violate me?
I have been accosted.
Ma'am, please.
Whoa.
Away with you.
I would say, like, shit, I'll give y'all something simple, because I just know that, like, I know I be trying not to be like condescending, but like,
I mean, that's what this space is for. Everybody else is doing it.
Like, you look at like just comments and like just in conversations, a motherfucker take what you said, right? And they'll run with it like, oh, well, I'm not no domination, so I ain't finna play nobody. But so they just disregard what you said as if the concept wasn't sexual, like take care of him.
Safety.
Yeah, safety, and you could be shit, bro, a little selfish. When you say gave him some pussy, in my mind, I like fucking, but also I enjoy the act of like, I've had a long day. Suck my motherfucking dick, champ. Like that's easy. Like I just keep it easy for y'all. Like, yeah, I go like, you know, I like fucking and I go in here and lay this motherfucker out. But it's some, hey, look, I see you fucking just sitting up here just losing it with your yeah, I eat your pussy and get up. Like, you good? Like, yeah, just you seem like you were stressed.
Yeah,
like,
that's all I need.
when the last time you sucked your nigga's dick because it was fucking, it's Tuesday afternoon, man. It's Tuesday evening. Suck his dick. He didn't do shit. He just ain't done nothing fucked up. Suck his dick.
Or even if you understand him well enough, let him eat your pussy if that's what he like. He might like I don't even want to smash nothing for real. I just wanted. I saw you was pulling, you know, you was pulling that meatloaf out the oven and you ain't had no panties on and you
Yeah,
just
just
let
feel
me
like-
eat it in the kitchen because that's what I felt like doing. And then you finished and made, you know, maybe
Yeah, I
my
just
plate
feel like-
afterwards.
I
I
just
went
feel
and
like-
washed my beard and we called it a night.
Especially if y'all like there, like it ain't like, oh, you know, I'm only here for a week. Then you just kind of got to throw out all the stops. But it's like if we like, especially y'all living together, like, yeah. What if I didn't feel like fucking right now? I just wanted to eat some ass and go. Like, you bent over, that shit was looking good. I might not have jump started because I'm like, damn, we got fucked now. I'm tired, nigga. I just want to do a little. I feel like that's underrated. I just want to do a little nasty. Just want to do a little.
Just a sprinkle of nasty.
Here all day. Like it's ain't nobody going nowhere. We
You
stay
gonna be
here.
here when I get back from work. Like,
Yeah, I just wanted to jumpstart this motherfucker. Like, what's that shit like? That's also
that's the build up.
get into the sexuality practices. Word the fucking sexual frequency. You don't have to like, okay, we get home at 5 or 6. Like we go to bed at 10. We got to get this shit jumping between 8 and you could have got that shit started at 8:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you just kind of,
I was gonna say build up through the week. Like you just do a little bit of nasty every day. Like Saturday could be your fucking day, but we've done something sexual and nasty for a little bit of time all throughout the week. You build up all this excitement and anticipation, but you also are nurturing it, and then boom, it all culminates on a specific day.
yeah, because I don't know, maybe I don't want to call it like just chaos. I'm not like I'm not always like a planning person. It's just, if we're in this space, that's my thing. Like if we're just like in like this extreme comfort everybody want to do, you should be able to just do wild shit. Like, okay, shit, man, it was Wednesday, we fucked 7 times. It was Thursday, we didn't do nothing. Friday, all we did was, you know, put our mouths on each other. Saturday, I got a hand job while we was at the store. Thursday, Sunday, you know, I put my thumb in your butt while we was just walking through the like, just it shouldn't be. I mean,
tried on a sundress at Target, and you asked me to see how it looks.
It was
I came in and just, you know.
Yeah, I just feel like it should be. I feel like, I mean, if you are planning people and you need all that, but I feel like if it's, and maybe this is me shooting for the stars, if it's locked, then that shit kind of takes care of itself.
So like, instead of the Honda guys doing random acts of kindness, you can just be like the humping guys. We do random acts of nastiness throughout the
I'm
week.
doing random acts. It's an expression of love. I'm doing random acts of loving you, motherfucker. If you, that's why I be feeling like y'all full of shit. Because y'all be saying the regular shit. And I'm like, it don't even have to have all that. Y'all niggas just be saying shit.
Well, that was my gripe with Buddy. Because the way he articulated it, it's like, no, you think you saying something, but you're really setting us back further by subscribing to this narrative that men are not human beings and all we need is to bust a nut and eat a sandwich and we are satisfied. But no, we are emotional beings that have needs, wants, and desires like anybody else on this planet.
I promise you, it's a maid fuck service somewhere if you Google it. And if it's all she's doing is like fucking in a sandwich, then like you could get that.
You can go to Brazil and get that.
Yeah, like that. Like it's some of this like simple shit. I mean, it is like simple acts, but minimizing it to just these 3 or 4 actions is taken away. Like you don't want a simple partner. You want a partner that you're comfortable with, that you feel free with, that is like, okay, if we are sitting here and you're being quiet, today's just quiet day. Like, cause I fuck with you enough that we don't have to fill this air with bullshit conversation. Because if you're talking about, you know, everybody all in the energies now, we lying. We don't have nothing to talk about. We're lying. We didn't fill the house full of lies because we didn't have to say that. You don't care about what you're telling me. I don't care to hear it. We're just cool. Like all I care about is being right here next to your funky air, because you ain't going nowhere. You ain't taking no shit. Like, we just 2 funky motherfuckers. It's Sunday. We ain't done shit. That's all the fuck I give a shit about. Nothing else. I don't want to feel the pressure of, oh fuck, you didn't say nothing. Now this motherfucker gonna think you not fucking with him because you ain't said, I don't got nothing to say. Got nothing to do. I don't want to take no long walk around the park. I want to sit in this goddamn house on this couch and watch cartoons. Leave me alone.
And be okay.
Yeah, energy, man. Like, I don't want you even in the room. I just like, what was that? That was a Patrice thing. Like, I don't need you. Like, you know, we don't like to be alone. We like to be by ourselves. Like, just be in the room. Just start touching some shit. Oh, there she go. Cool.
She here.
Yeah, like I'm a fuck. I don't got no choice. I'm gonna fuck with you in like 30 minutes to an hour. Just fucking keep fucking around in there. I don't give a fuck what you doing. Move a couch. Shit.
Or I mean, even if you talking about the feeding aspect, this is his space. He watching that show that he likes to watch. He ain't said nothing to me. I would like some attention, but you know what? Let me get these chips out the cabinet and I'm gonna just put them on his shoulder. I figured you watching your show. I figured you might want some snacks here, and walk out the room. You know, she love me. She know this my show. She gave me my space, and she know these my favorite chips. Like you understand him. I see you. You see me. We recognize each other. Doesn't have to be some grandiose thing, but I feel acknowledged, and I acknowledge you for acknowledging me. And then, what you doing in here, baby? Oh, nothing. Your show over? Yeah, your show over. And I saw you brought me them chips. That means you really care about. God damn it, you was thinking about me, huh?
Look, it's that easy. Like that's when shit be simple. Like the bar, as much as the bar is on the floor, I feel like there's not enough credit for like, oh yeah, that was with the bar being on the floor. Like, that was a really genuine act. Like motherfucker could be like, okay, man, why this motherfucker? And you could say it just like that. Like, be frustrated with how much you don't understand what's going on. Because I feel like that's some shit too. Like, shit be really cool and you just don't get it. So you like fuck it all the way. But you can come in with all the all right, man, fuck it. What is these naked giants running around breaking shit? Because you've been watching this fucking shit and I don't get it.
The Nephilim?
You getting to that, boy. You finna nut. Close them up. Not only are we finna nut, close your thighs. We're off the mark. Put your ankle on the other one. I'm actually turn up. I'm finna shake this motherfucker down to the bottom. You asked me about who? This motherfucker getting in there. We finna create. How dare you? What'd you say? Anunnaki, man. I'm finna. It's finna get pregnant in this. Anyways, yeah, like that. It's this thing called Attack on Titan, man. You wanna? Because here's the crazy part. That nigga is on season 4, the most recent episode. You ask generously, that nigga will not hesitate to go watch season 1. And y'all got some shit. Y'all are doing some shit now.
Absolutely.
Y'all gonna stop fucking talking to me like I'm not giving you motherfuckers the.
We are.
Damn, nigga. Shit.
But it's not like we're giving you anything difficult. It's just a matter of highlighting a different perspective that we need to allow ourselves to step into.
And also, you just can't say that shit not cool because, like, everybody grew up watching cartoons. Like, you really gonna sit here and say you think it's not cool that a giant fucking roaring, they're fighting in the street, two giants?
Because cartoons are for kids. I stopped watching giants fight when I was a kid and I was watching the Megazord. I don't watch giants fight anymore. Let's watch something more adult, like Real Housewives of Hollywood.
Cartoons ain't really never been for the kids. Mickey Mouse was putting his dick in cheese and they was calling you nigga. It was a big mammy that was walking around carrying shit. Thomas, Tomcat, Thomas. Just 2 Mitch Mac socks, big old ass, big swinging Thomas, and they never showed her face. But she had these big black mechanic hands. That's bullshit. Fucking shit was for kids. Raggedy motherfuckers. Like, this nigga Bugs Bunny was making racial slurs during World War II.
It depends on which Elmer Fudd. Was he with the black original Fudd that had the big old pink lips?
This one wasn't even with Fudd. This was during, and I've said this before, I forget this history teacher I had, but like, this is also, word to just different ways to teach and fucking fuck with people. He went through every era of like cartoons to show like how fucked up things were, and it was during World War II. Japan had just got funky with that ass, and they had Looney Tunes where like this nigga was like blowing up, and it was the most. Now it was the
propaganda
wildest
at its
Asian
finest.
stereotypes, bro. It was so that we move on into. Shit, what the fuck is that shit? The Crazy World of Gumball. That nigga, it was a balloon that stuck a fucking pineapple up his ass. I took a bag of jelly beans up my head. Like he did that, and it was that shit come on in the daytime. You're not finna talk to me about no motherfucking anime, bro.
Nope.
I'm emotionally invested. This nigga lost his mom and shit. It's political shit's going on in here. Watch you niggas watch motherfucking
You can watch really any anime, to be honest.
I'm gonna tell you, y'all watch Full Metal Alchemist. Tell me it's for kids, and tell me it don't have no fucking impact on how you
Seven
view.
Deadly Sins, having daddy issues,
All that
familial issues with your siblings, and
So the whole premise of Full Metal Alchemist is just like you can't get nothing in this. Everything has a cost. Everything has a price. Balance. Like, kiss my black ass, bud. If you ain't got no imagination, just say that, and we can go through this childhood trauma you had that didn't allow you to fucking, live an extensive imaginative life, and then we can grow into that. Because you're not gonna tell me that fucking watching the Puerto Rican Princess is like the shit. Fuck you. Watching this goddamn degenerate ass show talking about this is entertainment. These weird assholes walking out here with their titties out. I love titties. I never want to watch that motherfucking show. Don't tell me that shit not cool, but we can't watch The Boys because it's violent. Nigga, it's a lot of shit going on. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I die on this hill. Not gonna tell me I said this, but you're not gonna tell me Kratos and fucking Atreus is not the most beautiful comeback story of a father and a son getting to know each other. Shut up.
Boy,
he trying to figure out how to, and he gave him a name. Like it was a whole shit, bro. Like
we watched Bird Box, which is really just a play off of.
I ain't watched that shit.
No, but I'm saying like in was it Bird Box, whatever the fuck it was, the one where she had to stay blind and
yeah.
But in that movie, she called her children boy and girl. She never gave them a name. Until the end when they felt safe, and then they started calling her mom, and she allowed herself to actually call them by their names. Kind of the same with Kratos.
That is the same. Trying not to connect with.
And that game came out before the movie.
Yeah. Oh no! Like if you like, there's a God, I can't remember what's this like. I'm not like trying like not to be one of these like cinephile people, but I follow a lot of those pages that like the color schemes of this film, things behind it. So there was a thing I reposted this shit every time I've seen it because I think it's dope. It takes every scene that some of these big, huge, critically acclaimed films have,
and how they got it from animes.
Fam, I'm like.
I've seen
it's
that.
not even like, and it's not even like kind of inspired.
They didn't try to hide it.
The color schemes, everything. Shut up. You know what? I feel like I always try to start an Attack on Titan, but maybe that's too special. You're not gonna tell me if you're a grown fucking human being with emotions and like proper cognitive function that you watch anything the Studio Ghibli's made and it doesn't like fucking do the stuff. You motherfuckers watch Disney movies like you niggas don't fuck with Princess Mononoke. Like Howl's Moving Castle is beautiful. These are beautiful films.
My gripe, a lot of girls will demonize like a man watching anime, but they grew up watching Sailor Moon.
A classic. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like niggas act like they didn't watch that. Sailor Moon is the shit. Also, fucking Tuxedo Mask is kind of a weird ass nigga because that age gap is wild. But anime,
yeah, that's one thing in anime that like they gon'.
I didn't like in Demon Slayer where they just gave Nezuko titties for no reason
out of nowhere.
Like that girl, a girl, boy. Like,
she's the little sister. Like she's
okay. Oh, you know what?
I mean, she's aging faster because she's a demon, but still, like
even that. This is the weird thing. I bet you. He's not emotional. He's not this. Ask him about his favorite shit and let him talk about it and just explore the conversation. You will find out
he lights up.
Because I will say, and not even just lights up about his favorite, you will find things about him that you didn't know. I like Demon Slayer. It's a dope show. All the action. I sincerely enjoy that show because as a big brother, it is a beautiful story of a brother and a sister and older brother, young, and they're figuring it. Them niggas kicking the world's ass. By storm together. I have a little sister. That shit fucks with me. Also, that's why I fuck with Black Panther. That's why I'm like really pissed that y'all niggas are not trying to, because I want to watch that. I spent fucking 30 years reading this guy, like 20 years reading the comic. Like, I want to see the motherfuckers interact. Them niggas having the handshake. Fuck y'all. But yeah, that shit, if you have a good brother-sister dynamic, you fucking got me locked in.
Yeah.
So I bet you ask your nigga about his favorite fucking anime or the anime he's watching now, he'll tell you it's a lot of cool action sequences, and then he'll give you something that's like.
But on the premise of going deeper than the surface of what you just expressed, the why. I like this show. surface level, because it's a good show, a lot of action-y bullshit. You know, it's got a pretty decent storyline, but the real underlying why is it makes me think about the relationship I have with my sister and how that means something to me.
I got a heavy hit, and I am trying to stand on your head, but this was love. You want to know why he doesn't talk to you about it? Because the first time you asked and he lit up, he might not have saw it, but he lit up about it, and he told you.
And you said,
it's not even that you blew it up. You zoned out. You got on your phone, or you know, motherfuckers know when you're not listening. It's like, oh, you didn't really.
Wait, so men can recognize nonverbal communication?
Shit.
We can
What?
we can recognize behavior patterns and mannerisms.
Here's the thing. And I'm not just saying this to somebody. Fuck us. Fuck the people in the field and all this training for it. You mentioned gang members before. If a nigga, his life depends on him being able to recognize changes in the environment, that nigga's moving weird. Bitch, you think he don't recognize that you don't give a fuck that he was talking about whatever the fuck happened in his day?
Right.
Like, you don't think he registered that you're not giving a fuck?
He can go to a party and pick out all 15 dudes in there that got a gun and why they have a gun and how they can tell that they have a gun, but you think he can't recognize that you're not paying attention to him fully when he's telling you about things that he enjoys?
Yeah, so if we're talking about a group of people, 'tis us, that apparently don't communicate well, don't feel like they're safe spaces, don't feel like this, you ask this nigga about something that might have been seems minor to you because you don't understand it, and you asked him and he told you and he registered that you weren't giving a fuck. Now, is he not communicating, or did you drop the ball? Like, how many times do you feel like you've done that? If you think about it, like, you know, this is one of those moments where, you know, you gotta, you know, if we're doing the self-reflecting, I'm working on me, part of that working on me shit is you going, bitch, you're dumb. Like, you really fucked that up. Not, you know, yeah, hold space for yourself. Don't fucking drag yourself through the mud. But it's always presented as there are always these nice conversations. Nah, man, it's that fucking weird part in the movie where you look in the mirror and that mirror go, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? That part.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Not you,
That
bitch.
nigga said, oh, bitch. Yeah, like, so I don't know, man. Like, do that. Like, I don't have nothing else.
Nothing eloquent to say in that regard.
Yeah,
Just
do
like,
that, because there's a nigga somewhere. There's a white dude somewhere in Wisconsin who's like a furry who also loves. He's a brony and a furry, and he's married. So
she supports it.
And if a nigga's not, and I find that shit to be off.
Therapeutically, I've talked to some people and I've heard some stories.
Yeah, so if he don't do that, bro, you could deal with the fact that my man's like Plus Ultra. You tell me right fucking now that you gonna watch Deku and motherfucking All Might run. That shit is beautiful. When them niggas be kicking ass together, nigga.
Having a father figure that you didn't have at home.
When them niggas in that movie,
believing in you when nobody else did.
When them two niggas beat up bro who did the metal shit in that movie, that shit was amazing.
It was.
Y'all motherfuckers. Hey, look, I'm just saying, we not. Hey, listen. What we are.
Gates.
Trying to get up here.
Gates, there it is. We're not on just on y'all heads. We on everybody's head because we shitted on our side of the fence earlier. You might have missed.
We're new Black history makers, and in order to make history, you have to break eggs. Didn't somebody say some shit like that? If they didn't, we gonna lie and say they did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, and to play off that a little bit, you know, shout out to Black history makers, but
yeah, y'all should go buy some stuff though.
You should go support
a lot
them.
Of shit.
Listen to their podcast. I was on it last week.
No gas, like it's like really
it's really
good.
nice.
It's really good looking shit
really
though.
Nice.
Like, you know, you be posting about like, listen, buy my friend's stuff. You gotta be like, no, it's good shit. Do that.
No, y'all go ahead, y'all go support our stuff. But in the essence of history is somebody else's version of my story. We rely, say in a relationship dynamic, we rely on history, perspective, assumptions, stereotypes to tell us how to maneuver within the situation, as opposed to, no, I'm not going to let you understand my history from a third source party. I'm going to tell you my story, not his story.
That nigga said that with a big T.
This my story. I'm going to tell you what I need. I'm going to communicate what is what, where it comes from. Exactly. Going back to the crib.
Did Did you see? Hang on. Did y'all see that shit? Fuck you guys. We are some pod motherfuckers, bro. That was brilliant. He did that. I give a fuck. He tied that knot. That was. Man.
You had to be at the beginning of the episode.
Did y'all?
How
Man, that was some sexy shit.
I try. I do what I can
That
sometimes.
motherfucker's a linguist. What are we talking about? Like,
sorry, thank you. But yes, you are welcome, Gates. You are welcome. But yes, my story, not his story. Fuck him.
Yeah,
You approaching me based off his story. Sometimes we really want to get into it and we talk about relationships. You're approaching me based off his story, not my story.
Listen, my fave, and I know there's a lot that be, and he's my fave, not even because I always agree, even though I do agree with a lot of stuff. It's a fave because I just be like, I know you motherfuckers be writing this nigga off what he says, just face value, and didn't think past. Lil Duval posted some shit the other day, and it was like, and I know everybody thinks they're a good nigga, everybody thinks they're good, and it's like, but it's hard being somebody's like first good something,
right?
And it's like, ain't nobody like, I'm not perfect, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not a piece of shit, and I'm not in fuck. Like, besides the stories I've heard, like, I'm like, oh, you was just, why the fuck would you even? But it's like comparing it, like, no, everybody's flawed, but it's like, I'm not like a bad person, I'm like a toxic, shitty person. Like, okay, cool. Like, so you be looking at that and it's like, man, fuck is you talking? Like, just if you hear about the last 3 or 4 motherfuckers, like, this is vice versa. This is also men and women. If
Absolutely.
you tell a motherfucker, wow, you ain't nothing like the last such and such, then why the hell do you think that what any the fuck that you've ever done should you do over here? Why would you not every time take, even if you do it, why would the next step once you calm down be to go, maybe I shouldn't have done that? Because I've been running that fucking playbook a lot, and they don't even do that shit in the league no more. Like, they don't even have fullbacks.
Ain't nobody run the wing tee.
Yeah, like they haven't ran the wing tee in 5 ever. I've been wing teeing it and haven't won it. I have not won a championship yet.
I get mad at the fact that I keep losing with the wing tee, and then I come to a space that's like, oh yeah, we respect the wing tee, and I think, yeah, let me do the wing tee. No. I said I respect it. I didn't say that we should do it. It doesn't work.
This is a football reference, everybody. Like, there's plays. So if you've just been running the same play and it doesn't work, and you're like, wow, this team is completely different. They do a whole different scheme. I like they do a whole different scheme. There's some crazy shit. They got a whole different skill set. Why the fuck would you run the same? You got a 6'8" fucking receiver that runs a 4.2, and you line this nigga up as a running back. Are you dumb?
Do your research in college football and tell me the last time Army or Navy was dominant. They've been running the same playbook for 50 years, and everybody knows their plays, and they still run the same plays. No, it's an entertaining game for Army Navy just because you get to see them go at it, and the uniforms are always going to be dope as shit. But other than that, throughout the season, they don't really dominate or win a lot of games. Why? We gonna fight you, and we can wear you down just because we're an aggressive team, and we may get some wins from that, but we don't step outside of our playbook. We stick to the identity of like, this is the Army. What do? We run the ball. We're going to force it down your throat every season. We're going to get the recruits in the academy that want to run these plays. Like, their first priority is to be soldiers, not to play football. But we know what type of game it's going to be when we see you on the screen.
Which is wild, because you essentially are prepared to lay down your life. You should be knocking the shit out of motherfuckers. That would be crazy.
Right.
You out here ready to go fight, murder the world, and a motherfucker from like,
if I'm in the academy and I'm building my life right now off of being 100% routine, the last thing I want to do when I'm on the field is run the same routine plays somebody else has been running for 50 years that have not worked in our advantage in a long time. I don't want to do that. I don't. But it would take something in you to be like, nah, hey coach, hey, I respect tradition and all, but this ain't really been working in a long time. Can we try something else that'll like actually work for us? Can we throw the ball sometimes, please? Like,
Yeah, I've never understood that. Like, you have your core values and all the other shit, but you cannot take, this motherfucker completely different. Rodney, I ain't never met a nigga. He completely different from Rodney. Then why would you bring the same bullshit?
Why? Anything that you did in your previous relationships still didn't work. So you think you're going to come over here and it's going to work even though you have better? You don't think you have to step your game up at all? You don't think you have to approach some things differently? You lucked up by getting your foot in the door. But to stay in the house.
Again, back to that whole shit. Like, you found a different motherfucker that's going to bring up some other shit out you. Like, this might not be a bad thing, but this motherfucker finna tell you, like, hey, like, that shit is whack. Why is it whack? Nobody ain't ever said because you was dealing with a bunch of whack motherfuckers. If you trying to level up, then, here's the boss level motherfucker. Like,
your opposite attracted you, but now it's time for you to turn your negative into a positive so you can be similar.
Just saying, like, I don't know. Thanks, guys. This is our first Tuesday. Moving forward, there's more stuff and things to be stuff and thinging.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
He's addressing it without not really addressing it.
Because I want to we're gonna do some stuff
soft. This was the soft opening of the restaurant to a degree.
Yeah. I just want to drop it. I just want to express things in more chaos because the internet be interneting. And I have an idea and to get him a part of the idea is more funny in my mind. But yeah, Tuesdays, everybody who tapped in live, thank you. Everybody who listens later, thank you as well. New time, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays is the day. No more Monday, no more Saturday.
And it's longer, right? You guys like the longer.
Just longer here on TGN, Good News Radio app, or here on the YouTube platforms. Tuesdays at 4:30.
We hit all the holidays, man. It was Manifestation Day that y'all was saying. Get out there and fucking, they ain't done. And if the day is done, then whenever you're just keep, get your shit together.
Absolutely.
A real time frame on it.
Absolutely. More stuff coming from the Just a Dope Ass podcast umbrella. We're about to encompass a whole lot more stuff. But for now, right here on the TGN app, that's what you get on Tuesdays, 4:30. Thank you for tuning in. You get to actually listen now. You ain't got to be half drunk when you get your nightcap when you get home from work and not really be paying attention to us and fall asleep. You could actually listen and interact with us a little bit.
Let me tell you what these niggas said. Take them draws off first.
I mean, you got some of that too. You can listen to us in traffic. You can feel relaxed and relieved. You can have some good conversation and whatnot.
You got something to talk.
You got something to talk about when you get to the house. Guess what I heard? These two intellectual, nice-looking, brown-skinned, pro-black brothers say on the way home that helped me get through my commute. And it was this type of conversation. And it was wonderful. And I'm hot and bothered now. So before I get, this dinner made, go ahead and put your tongue in my butt. It's a little reciprocity.
That's it, man. Thumb that butt.
That's the benefit of playing video games. Playing video games, you get to see him. If you see him doing this most of the day, that means it comes in handy for you. He's practicing for you.
Mm-hmm. We're ending on buttholes.
Buttholes and banner.
Banner.